when he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door because my window don't work, right? Okay. And then I said, so what I did wrong? Yeah. He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, okay. There's multiple people headlights off, first of all. And then there's no rain.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Can you call your supervisor?
Huh?
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands.
Here.
1033 at 15 an hour.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
Step out.
What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right.
Get on the ground.
No, don't.
Get on the ground.
Stop fighting!
Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back!
I'm resisting.
Hands behind your back! What's wrong with you?
I was putting my hands behind my back. I was doing wrong.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
I'm fucking talking shit, bro. I was doing it, bro. What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
No, bro.
Yes, bro.
You have a lawful reason, bro.
Big knife center in here, too.
You gonna throw my phone like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off now, man. Bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all, bro.
That's not how it works.
Too late.
It ain't gonna too late.
When they asked you to step out of the vehicle, you should have done that shit.
Sir, your partner didn't even ask.
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes, it is.
So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, bro. I didn't do nothing.
It's called resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong, sir. Can you back me up to the car so I can clean up? Shut up.
Social media is not reality. One video clip, devoid of context, can be very misleading. Given that McNeil never brought this incident to JSO's attention, but rather pushed the cell phone camera footage that he had in his possession since March 5th out on social media, one can only assume, and I'm saying I assume, that he intended to inflame the public. The administrative process is still ongoing, and as such, I will neither defend nor commend Officer Bauer's response to resistance until all the facts are known and the investigation is completed. However, as the leader of this agency, I will not remain silent while important facts and information are buried to advance an anti-police agenda. The truth is, William McNeil Jr. was non-compliant with JSO officers within 21 seconds after he was stopped for multiple civil infractions. His non-compliance quickly rose to the level of criminal resistance to a police officer. McNeil was arrested and pled guilty to resisting a police officer without violence. Force absolutely looks ugly, and because all force is ugly, whether or not the officer involved acted within outside JSO policy, that's still what we're investigating.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has launched an internal investigation now after a viral video shows a February traffic stop where an officer shattered a car window and punched the driver right in the head.
Yeah, we watched this video a couple of times this morning, so we want to warn you here, this video can be tough to watch. The video begins with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Officer explaining to the driver, who you can't really see there on camera, that he was pulled over for not having his headlights on. The driver said the lights did not need to be on because it wasn't raining. When he asked to see the law and doesn't agree to step out of the car, as you can see here, things escalate.
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now! Exit the vehicle! Show me your hands.
Here.
1033 at 15 an hour.
I'm here. What is your reason, sir?
Step out.
What is your reason?
Step out now.
All right. No.
The driver, identified as 22-year-old William McNeil Jr., is now represented by civil rights attorney Ben Crump and Harry Daniels. Sheriff T.K. Waters says his department is committed to a full review of the incident and holding officers to the highest standards.
Oh, my goodness.
Echo Charlie Whiskey on a silver Kia. I don't know this.
1050 westbound, Kamala, 2.5, Echo Charlie Whiskey.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. Two things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights, and it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement.
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
2735. I'm parked with the dog driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
Okay, so we already starting off at to a bad start. If look we see too many of these videos. If a cop pull you over, you don't have no leverage at that point. Especially as a black man, you don't have no leverage. If a cop pull you over, being a street lawyer right now is not important. So all this call your supervisor shit, it's not going to end in a positive way. It's not going to. So if your window don't, first of all, he said his window don't work, so I understand him opening up the door. Now, as soon as if I was in a situation like this, as soon as I opened up the door, I would have been like, hey, look, my window doesn't work. That's the reason why I'm opening up this door, because my window doesn't work. And I would show my hands. We gotta be honest about this shit. You can't go in no situation like this and you swinging your door low key fast anyway, and then you already talking about why you pulling me over, and he told you why he pulled you over, and now you in a situation to where you putting yourself at risk, and now you trying to do the whole call your supervisor shit. Sometimes it's warranted for that. This is not one of those times, man. Let's keep going.
25 seconds. For 9-4, the driver just slammed the door and locked it. Yep.
Unit
25 seconds. If anybody responding, come in from Commonwealth, block the vehicle, please. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. My camera's on too. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Keep your hands where I can see them, sir. Okay.
Pull that car right up front, make sure his ass wasn't gonna go nowhere.
Sir, this is your last warning to open the vehicle and exit before we're going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit or we are going to break the window.
Well, we're conducting a traffic stop right now. You need it.
No, he's under arrest.
Hey, I'll lock the car. I'm gonna push it up.
Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting.
Can you unlock the door and step out? I will. Can you step out? You're being done. There's a traffic stop being conducted. You're required to comply.
Vehicle's blocked in.
Yes.
He's locked it up. He's putting the window down.
Correct.
I tried to talk to
Okay. So what did he ask for when he I guess,
when he pulled me over, he walked up, opened my door, my window don't work, right? And then I said, so what I did wrong?
Yeah.
He said, well, for one, your headlights are off under this weather. I'm like, there's multiple people headlights off.
Okay, that's still
and then there's no rain.
That's not respectfully. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to have your headlights on, so it doesn't matter if it's during the rain. It don't matter if it don't matter. You're supposed to have your headlights on. It don't matter. I done got pulled over plenty. I ain't gonna say plenty times, but I done pulled over a couple times not having my headlights on in any type of weather. I still got pulled over, and sometimes they let me go. But usually any single time I got pulled over for headlights, they let me go. But it don't matter. That's still a reasonable thing to pull somebody over for if your headlights is on. It is, regardless of the fact.
It doesn't matter. You're still required to have headlights on.
Can you pull that law up?
Huh?
Can you pull that law up?
Yeah, when you step out of the car, I will.
Hey.
Can you call your supervisor? Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
Now that's where you lost me at. That right there is where you lost me at. I understand breaking the window if you're trying to get him out the car. That man is not moving his body whatsoever. That man was sitting there straight up. Punching him in the face was completely unfucking necessary. There was no reason to punch that man in his face. Not one reason. I could see if he was in the car fidgeting around. I could see if he was like being, you know, physically belligerent. He wasn't being physically belligerent at all. There was no reason to punch that man in the face. I'm being honest on this shit. There is no reason to punch that man on the face. Absolutely no reason.
Show me your hands.
Here.
He said, show me your hands. He said, here.
1033 at 16.1 hours.
What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now. All right.
Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. What's wrong with you?
What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was on.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
What's going on, man?
You're under arrest. That's what's going on.
No.
Yes, bro. Yes.
That's a local reason, bro. You look from a phone like that, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off of you, bro.
And I'm just trying to have a regular conversation with y'all, bro.
That's not how it works.
When they asked you to step out of the vehicle, you should have done that shit. So your partner didn't even act.
Marijuana in his right pocket.
Yes, it is.
So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, but I didn't do nothing.
No resisting, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong. Can you back me up to the car so I can clean up? You a bunch of
You get to a situation to where this shit could have been fucking avoided. This whole situation could have been avoided. Now, there was no fucking justification for them punching this man in his face. Absolutely no justification for that. If he was being belligerent, all of that other shit, physically, I understand that. And he really wasn't being verbally belligerent, especially when the dude came on the side of the car because the cop was talking calm and he was talking calm to the cop. When he told him, okay, go ahead and break the window, he sat there and he looked at the camera and he didn't do anything. He sat there, looked at the camera, and he didn't do nothing. Let's play this back. He gave him the okay to break the window, and he's sitting there by himself.
Can you pull that law up?
Doing that.
Huh? Can you pull that law
Yeah,
up?
when you step out of the car, I will.
Hey,
Can you call your supervisor?
He said, I'm about to break the window. I don't know if y'all heard that. You can play it back if you want to. He said, I'm about to break the window.
Can you call your supervisor?
All right, go for it.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
Yeah, the punch was just fucking unnecessary. He was a weak ass punch too. That was a complete sucker punch. That was weak ass punch, but
Show me your hands.
Here.
1033 at 16.1 hours.
What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now. All right.
like all of the punches and all that shit, and then this is where you lost me at
Put your hands behind your back.
punched him about 5 times. So it's like all the unnecessary physical shit. That shit is where you lost me at. There's no reason to be punching a motherfucker in his face. You know what I'm saying? Now I get it. From a cop's perspective, there gets to a point to where you don't know what the fuck somebody gonna do. You don't know what the fuck somebody got going on. But punching somebody in the face is when you break the window. That's where you kind of lose your kind of jurisdiction, and now you get into the point to where it's looking like you just trying to push excessive force at this point. Now you are taking yourself out of a situation where you're doing your job and you're doing the due diligence. You're not doing the due diligence anymore. And then you punching him again. He on the ground. I mean, to me, it don't look like he was when they grabbed him up. Let me go back because I want to make sure that I'm being, honest on this. I'm not trying to be biased.
What is your reason, sir? What is your reason?
Step out now. All right.
No.
He was saying no, and but his hands was behind his back though as he was saying no. So I think at this point, I still think the punches were unnecessary, but at this point, you got to take his ass down.
No.
at this point, you gotta take his ass. And I noticed right here too, he pulled his arms back behind from behind his back again. If you notice, you see his arms is up. Now he getting thrown down. So I mean, what you supposed to do? You don't want to hit your face on the ground. So I get it, but at this point, they don't know if this man got a gun. They don't know what the fuck going on. Where they fucked up at is this excessive punching and shit. And that's what's going. He probably, if he sue, he probably gonna win I don't know if he gonna win a lawsuit if he sue. I don't know the law, so I'm not gonna act like I do. But he got a case because the punch was fucking unnecessary, and that led up and escalated to a lot of extra shit that didn't need to go on.
What's wrong with you?
What you mean? I was putting my hands behind my back. I was on.
Ain't no talking now, man. Ain't no talking.
Right pocket.
Yes, it is.
So why close the door if you see him pull up?
Which I mean, I don't smoke weed. I don't have weed on me, but depending on, well, this is in Florida. Can't they have weed out there? A little bag of weed or a little blunt or something?
Because, man, what you mean? He talking about arresting me and stuff, but I didn't do nothing.
Don't resist, idiot.
I didn't do nothing wrong. I don't know. Can you back me up to the top to clean up? You back me up.
And the thing, y'all can't expect a cop. My main point is, and from the start when I was speaking was, you can't expect a cop to give you any fucking leeway. I don't expect no cop to be nice to me. I don't expect no cop to give me no fucking leeway, and I don't expect no cop to be justified in anything that they do. When I get pulled over, I automatically assume this shit can go wrong, and I can have a bullshit ass, hunky dory ass cop. So I'm gonna try to keep when I get pulled over, I already put my hands up. Because I already know what the fuck going on. I'm 6'5", 250 fucking pounds. I'm a little less than that now. I'm like 230 something. But I'm 6'5". I'm a big ass black man. I already know what that is going to entail and what that is going to be, what that visual is going to look like. Right? So I got tattoos and shit. I'm a masculine man. I'm gonna talk like a man. How you doing? What's going on? Like, I'm not about to act like a fucking pussy. So I already know what this is gonna look like. But for me personally, I ain't trying to lose my life. So I get into a situation to where I try to de-escalate this shit no matter what. Now I'm gonna say I have a boundary because you're not finna just disrespect me and shit. But I'm gonna keep my hands out the window already when a cop pulled me over. Keep your hands out the window no matter what. That's what I do. Because I ain't finna go for it. I ain't got time to be no street justice police. I ain't got no time for none of that shit. Because you're not finna take my life off of nothing. I'm cool. I'm not finna be the next statistic of a black man that got shot by a cop. And I be armed. I always got my shit on me. So and they can look that shit up when they pull you over. So I tell a cop, look, so I keep my hands out the window. How you doing, officer? Just to let you know, I do have my firearm on me. And that's why my hand is out the window. So it's for your safety and mine. Right? And that already, when you come like that, you can still have a bullshit ass cop that's racist as fuck and don't fuck with you because you black. But already when you do that, you already letting him know, look, I understand this situation. I got a gun on me. You got your gun on you. I'm lawfully carrying. You pulling me over. You don't know what I got. You don't know me. You see a big ass black man with tattoos and shit. Here go my hands. So you ain't got nothing to be. And how you doing? Do you know why I pulled you over? And when they say that, always say no, or always don't even say nothing, or I just say no. Because they try to do that to get an extra charge, since maybe they try to get some more shit on you. So always just say no. No, I don't know. Okay, show me license and registration. I'm okay. My license and my registration. My license is in my right pocket. My firearm is in on my hip. So I'm gonna reach on my right pocket with this hand right here. My registration is in the glove compartment. Just letting you know. Is it okay if I reach? And I slowly reach. I don't do no fast movements. And I have my phone recording as well. So I make this shit as best as it can go. I don't expect these cops to give me no fucking justice. And you can't. You can't expect none of these police to give you justice. Black men. You can't expect none of that. They don't care. They don't care. Black or white. It ain't always about race. Them black cops damn near be worse than the white cops. Ice Cube said it in the 90s. So you can't expect none of them folks to give you justice, man. Just try to be as open as you can be. You ain't got to act like a fucking bitch and a pussy. But damn, I'm not doing the whole, why you pulling me over, supervisor? I'm not finna do none of that. Because if it is justified and if it is unjustified as unlawful, you got everything going for you at that point because you recording. I would advise you to record like he did. Because if he didn't record, we wouldn't know none of this happened. And there'd just been another black man talking about a police punched him in the face, which he shouldn't have punched him in the face. But it gets to a point, it's like, You gotta make the situation and de-escalate this the best way that you can. That's the only point that I'm making. Let's keep watching the rest.
25 cents. You start rescuing. Did 67.
Approximately 30-year-old brother of mine.
Last race.
I did.
Thank you. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's your name?
Might get up when he puts it in his face. Shards flies.
You good? Yeah, you or him? Okay. Well, that's it for you too,
Now this is the kicker right here. Police report of viral JSO traffic stop video says man was verbally combative, reached towards a knife. And this is where if he sued, now we getting into like the police force is just blatantly lying. Right? And in this police report, there was no mention in the report of the man being punched in the face while in his car. This is where the police force is doing what they've always done, being liars. Why lie? And it's crazy because we wouldn't know none of this unless this man was recording. This is where you lose me at again. Jacksonville, Florida. New details are emerging from now viral Jacksonville traffic stop in February that shows a man being punched in the head multiple times by Jacksonville sheriff's officers. First Coast News obtained the police report from February 19th incident involving a man identified by civil rights attorneys as 22-year-old William McNeil Jr. The police report states McNeil was pulled over around 4:17 p.m. after an officer saw his headlights and taillights were off in inclement weather. The officer said he also saw the driver McNeil not wearing his seatbelt. In a now viral video posted Sunday, McNeil is seen wearing his seatbelt. The officer said in the police report, once he pulled McNeil over, McNeil quickly opened the driver door immediately, becoming verbally combative. The officer said he told McNeil the reason he stopped, then asking for his identification, to which he said McNeil replied, "Call your supervisor," before closing the driver's door and locking it, according to the police report. The officer then calls for backup. According to the report, tells McNeil that he was being placed under arrest for resisting an officer without violence. Around this time, the report states McNeil was giving several warnings that the officer was going to break his window and remove him from the car if he didn't comply with his commands. The officer said McNeil continued to refuse to comply, at which point he broke the window. In the viral video, the officer who breaks McNeil's window does not appear to give any verbal warnings or commands to McNeil before breaking the window. Instead, the officer appears to tell other officers he's about to break the window, although his statement does not appear to be directed towards McNeil and is not heard on the cell phone recording. An officer shown off camera tells the officer on the driver's side of the car, "Go for it," at which point he breaks McNeil's window. At this point, in the police report, the officer states McNeil was reaching for the floorboard of the car where a large knife was sitting, as multiple officers removed him from the car. In the video, McNeil appears to look at the camera as the window is broken and shifting his hands forward, at which point he shows his hands and folds his arm across his chest, not resisting the officers. They removed him from the car. In the police report, as McNeil was removed from the car, the officer said that he refused to put his hands behind his back, at which point physical force was applied to him. The video shows McNeil briefly putting his hands behind his back as an officer strikes him in the face, at which point he moves his hands from behind his back and what appears to be an attempt to shield his face. The report concludes by saying McNeil was eventually placed in handcuffs and arrested, complaining that his tooth was chipped, and the officer observed blood on his mouth. Around 3.5 grams of marijuana was removed from the car, as well as drug paraphernalia and the knife mentioned in the report. Throughout the report, there is no mention of specific force used against McNeil and no mention of officers using force on McNeil while he was in the car. The police shows McNeil being punched in the head while he was still in the car, appearing non-combative. The video shows McNeil being punched at least once more in the head after he was removed from the car. McNeil hired civil rights attorney. Sunday night, civil rights attorneys Ben Crump and Harry Daniels announced McNeil retained them to represent him. So y'all can read the rest of this. It's pretty long. So they didn't say anything about them punching him. And this is where now it gets to look like that you guys were trying to cover this up, because I'm 100% against them putting their hands on this man, punching him in his face. That was completely unfucking warranted. There was no reason to punch the man in the face. And also, and I agree with this as well, they didn't tell him they were about to break the window. Now, he should have got out the car and not made it a bigger situation than it needed to be, right? I'm on that. But when you're not telling him, like, look, we about to break this window, and then you not putting out there that you punched this man in the face and you punched him for no reason, even though he wasn't physically resisting y'all, right? That's where you lose me at. And this is where he might have, some push to win this shit in a lawsuit, because it's like you leaving out information that clearly you a police force. You supposed to be, justice and peace. You supposed to be honest. You're not being honest fully in a police report. So now this is turning into a situation to where he may have a case and he may get some money out these motherfuckers because the officers wasn't being honest. So it's bad, man. It's bad. Yeah, this was going to take this. This is kind of turning this upside down if this is going, if this is in a police report. So, that's all I got to say on this. Like, comment, subscribe, brush teeth, wash your ass, and if you don't like me, fuck you.